Hey folks, listen, I had a guy that was working for me, oh gosh, maybe 6 months ago, and he was stealing. I caught him stealing, and he probably stole about $17,000 to $20,000 worth of material and sold it. And when I finally confronted him, because I had no real proof that I did it, I asked him, why. And this was a fellow that I was helping out. He was trying to turn his life around. He was actually involved with a gang and trying to get out of that lifestyle. But it comes to be that, there was a time when he was, I guess you want to call him a mule or something like that, where they furry drugs. And this guy was furrying some drugs from New Bern up here to Raleigh. And he went down there for a shipment, to pick a shipment up in New Bern, and him and another friend, and they got back here, and his friend took the drugs and took off with them. Well, of course, this boy that was working for me, that was working for me, got pulled in by the guy he was supposed to give it to, and the guy didn't care. And he said, listen, I'm holding you liable and responsible for half. You've got to pay me, and you've got X number of days or weeks to do so, or I'm going to come after you and your family. And he didn't know what else to do. So in order to save his family and his children and himself, he took my material and he sold it to help pay this guy, or start to pay this guy. And I believe his story. It was too detailed and a little bit too wild. I wouldn't make something up for me to not believe it, but I believed it. But I did ask him, I said, well, why didn't you come to me in the first place? And he said, Bob, nobody ever helps me. The thought didn't even enter my mind that somebody would help me. He grew up in a gangbanger environment. He grew up in the projects, and if they needed something, they took it. So he never ever had anybody reach out to him to help him. Of course, I couldn't keep him on being a thief. I couldn't keep him on. I couldn't trust him anymore. But I want to ask you something. Do you think people wake up wanting to screw you over, wanting to do bad things to you? 99.9% of the time, they don't. They've got reasons behind it. This guy, sure, he knew what he was doing was wrong, but because of the way he was raised, he never experienced any grace, any mercy, anybody to give him a hand up. So he didn't even know that it existed out there. So maybe some of the people that do you wrong, maybe they're coming from the same type of environment, same type of background. We don't know. The point is that, we can either receive grace and mercy by God and therefore give it to others, or we can hold others at a higher standard than we want God to hold us to. So I want you to think about that. Yes, he needs to pay for his crime. Sure does. And I don't have a problem with that. But I certainly can forgive him for what he did. You see, I thought about it. Do I call the cops? Well, if I call the cops, he's going to go to jail for a long time. Now the children that he has, I think there's 4 of them, would never get any support from him. So they'd be living without a father. Would I get my money back if he went to jail? No. Would I get my money back if he doesn't go to jail? No, I didn't. But my point is, I showed him the grace and mercy that I would want, that he didn't get. He cried, and I'm praying that he changed his life around and he saw how some people can treat him right. All right, that's my word for today. Think about it. Those that screw you over, there may be a reason deep down that you just don't know about yet. If you're able to, show them the grace and mercy. Hold them accountable for what they did, but forgive them and let it go. Make sure they don't do it again to you. All right? God bless you, and you make it an awesome, awesome day.